Welcome. So grateful for this space. So grateful for this place. Grateful for each and every one of the one. For there is only one, and we are that. Feel free to go into your inner space. Let your eyes cascade downward and just feel the divine. That presence that is each and every one right here, right now. Here to celebrate. Celebrate our beautiful new senior minister, Jackie. Letting go of the day and just embracing in our heart this beautiful space of love. Love that is who we are. Love that is every word that comes forward. Love that is everyone that stands in front of the podium to deliver the perfect message to be received in the divine, in the infinite, into infinity. All that comes forward is the word of love, because there is no other word. We are the divine in action, and this celebration is unfolding in divine order, regardless of appearance. All is perfect as it is. And for this, I'm grateful. And so it is.
I love that she's such a good sport. Can everyone still see us online? Okay. Because for some reason, we can't see you. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Welcome. And we are going to move into our letters from our colleagues, and Bob is going to read our in-person ones. And then what we'll do is we'll move on to online. If you have something you'd like to share with us, if you could put your hand up. So then Bobby will move around the screens and bring everybody into the phone. Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. I'm thinking back more than 12 years meeting Jackie and what I was aware of then versus what you could never have imagined being here tonight with the fullness of heart that's present as CSL Metro and CSL in general for this installation of a new minister. Here's a letter from Delaware, CSL. Dear Reverend Jackie LaBarre, although I cannot be there physically for your installation, please know that I am with you in heart and spirit. Being installed as a senior minister and spiritual director of your spiritual community is an auspicious fulfillment of a deep inner calling to servant leadership. It is a time when you and the Center for Spiritual Living Metro governing body and members are forming a deep sacred bond of mutual love and trust, and a deep commitment to God's highest vision of CSL. That it pulls you forward on a thrilling journey of spiritual expansion and co-creation of community. I extend my congratulations to you, Reverend Jackie, and your Center for Spiritual Living Metro members as you celebrate together. May you all be lifted in the frequency of God's grace, infinite love, abiding peace, and delightful joy. Feel it. Dr. Reverend Kathleen Johnson, Center for Spiritual Living, Delaware. And from some other members, we have letters, and I'm sure there were probably more that wanted to send them. Let this be from everybody to Jackie, it's all about you this weekend, dearest Jackie. I honor you and celebrate you as you are acknowledged formally for embodying your role as spiritual leader, visionary soul engineer, and saying yes to your calling. I love you. I appreciate you. I thank God for you. I hope you savor and drink in every moment of the ceremony and celebration. Yes, I will be holding it and you in love and light. And that's from Katrina Borman, signed Kat. And the second one, I have known you since you moved from Connecticut and made CSL Metro your spiritual home. During that time, I have come to love you and know you as a dear friend. I've had the privilege of watching your leadership abilities and confidence grow, first as an assistant minister and now as our senior minister. Of the many qualities I admire in you, perhaps the one I appreciate most is your authenticity. You share your spiritual journey with us honestly and with deep feeling. Whenever I am with you or listening to you on Sunday, I feel that you are a fellow traveler on this journey we share called life. You never preach or sound like you have all the answers. You openly share your life experiences with us and ask important questions for all of us to consider. Hearing your truth inspires me to discover, share, and live my truth. This is from Sandy. Third one, thank you for leading me down the path to find myself in many courses and messages. Because of you, I was able to be self-expressed as a practitioner, to lead services, do meditations, offer messages, and provide affirmative prayers, helping myself and others feel the divine leading. Nil Sansom. Whenever I heard you speak about the science of mind principles, you made it easier for me to understand them. For this, I thank you. May you continue to be well and prosper with joy, peace, and love, good health, and enjoy it all. Diana, she's from CTCSL. Thank you for unwaveringly and openly sharing your wisdom with others. Your conditional love shines through no matter the situation. Your words and actions align together, showing only love for the other. You have changed the course of your family's direction and countless others toward love. Through your embodiment of principle, capital P, you encourage me and others to do the same. As Marianne Williamson said, when you shine your light, you give others permission to do the same. You are a pillar of that statement, practitioner Moni. And just a couple more. We know she's going to do an amazing job in this new chapter, touching even more lives with her light and warmth. Our hearts are overflowing with love and pride as we celebrate her and the good things she brings into the world. Love, LaBarre, who is a daughter-in-law. Okay, last one. From overseas. Congratulations. Yay, we are honored and blessed to have you as the senior minister at CSL Metro. I am excited for the amazing and wonderful energy that we are now co-creating as we grow in consciousness. And I appreciate that you are our spiritual leader. Thank you and thank God for you, Greg Coyle. And I'm sure everyone here praise Jackie. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
It's recording. Awesome. All right, we'll move to our friends online. If you'd like to raise your hand, if you have anything to add to the... Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Thank you, Stacy. You could start over since we got logged in and we got my phone. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry for the misstep. I was so excited for Rev Jackie.
No, please, no misstep. We're like, wait, Stacy. Thank you.
All right. So good afternoon and good evening or good morning or whatever that is for each of you. What a joy and honor it is to celebrate this incredible moment, the installation of Rev Jackie. She's a mother, a grandmother, a sister, an auntie, a friend, and previously an engineer. Now, I've heard of people having career pivots, but not necessarily from engineer to minister. That seems a little bit odd, but is it really? You see, Rev Jackie didn't stop engineering. Her engineering just looks a little bit different. Or does it? These days, she's designing systems of love, troubleshooting belief patterns, and building bridges between the human and the divine. Rev Jackie brings that same engineer's brilliance to ministry. Analytical, curious, detail oriented, and feisty. Reverend Jackie helps reconstruct thinking, rewire faith, and install a more stable connection to the infinite. And somehow she does all that while being thoughtful, compassionate, enough to keep the rest of us spiritually awake. Rev Jackie's a teacher. She is a lover of learning, and she just has that idea of knowing who she is. And about her feistiness, it's not rebellion for rebellion's sake. It's that sacred spark that says, why are we doing it this way? Is this still aligned with truth? That's the kind of courage that keeps spiritual communities evolving instead of fossilizing. Rev Jackie is a trailblazer, not afraid to walk new paths, ask hard questions, or light a fire under a sleepy idea. She's a minister who blends intellect and intuition, reason and revelation. She's that rare teacher who can speak to your head and your heart and your higher self, sometimes all in the same sentence. And her compassion, well, deep. When she listens, you feel seen. When she teaches, you feel empowered. And when she prays, you remember who you are. She embodies that Ernest Holmes truth. Love points the way, and law makes the way possible. So today, we don't just install a minister, we affirm a movement. We witness a life saying yes to being used by Spirit in ever expanding ways. Rev Jackie, may your ministry be joyful, experiment in divine creativity, where love is your formula, wisdom your compass, and joy your North Star. Congratulations, my friend. The blueprint is divine, the foundation is strong, and with you at the helm, this ministry is already soaring. Thank you for teaching me all that you have so far. I look forward to being your friend, to watching you grow even more, to all the good that you continue to do. I love you, I support you, and I'm with you 1,000%. And so it is.
Nice. And next we have Mr. Paul LaBarre.
Good height, thank you. So when mom asked me to do this 2-3 weeks ago, I kind of forgot. And then she told me again a couple days ago. I was like, how do you sum up 45 years of having such a wonderful mother into hopefully a 5-minute speech? And the one thing that really came to mind, that's kind of something that Stacy said about like the journey that she's been on in order to get where she is. And for me to take a step back and think about it, it just makes a lot of sense. 5 words to describe my mother: it's warm, hardworking, giving, unconditional. And really, that really manifests itself over the course of our lives. She raised 3 boys who were not exactly the epitome of good behavior. Had a very demanding career, doing really cool things in the engineering space, but was always there to make us nice family dinners, get us to practice on time, make sure at least one of us did our homework. Sure they're on there, but but still at the same time, I have time to give back, come to our schools and do demonstrations of all the cool different things that class can do. Always really pay attention to little girls and get them excited in science. Remember one really great one great example is there was this thing where you could just hit on it with a hammer and it would never break, never break. And but you hit it with a little pin in a specific place, just shatter. And there's a boy in our class, he's just going crazy on it. I can do it. And mom comes up to a little girl, she's like, "Come here, this thing just shatters all over." And but yeah, but even with all that, her unconditional love was always there. The trials and tribulations of being teenagers, growing up, having kids, and then kind of transitioning gear. She retired once, went back to engineering, retired twice, and then about 3 months later, Carl was born, and she decided that she would love to move to Virginia and be a part of his life, and that's ultimately Sloan's as well. Which I really think shows she's not a very good retired person and needs something to do, but also just that loving, unconditional love and compassion that she has for her family and that she cares about. And I'm really excited for this next chapter in that, because I know she has all those things, and I'm so happy for her to be giving that to a new community now. And yeah. And hearing all the things like Stacy and everyone, I'm just so excited for her, and I'm so excited for you all to be able to experience the love of it. Mom, we love you more than anything, and wish you all the best. Congratulations.
Oh, need to turn the camera around. People online can't see that. Awesome. And next we have Miss Gail Renwick with a reading for us.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our online clients, not clients, participants, Reverend Jackie, Reverend Dr. Dr. Reverend Trish, or Reverend Dr. Trish, distinguished the ministers, I honor you. My name is Gail Renwick, and I am practitioner emeritus. Another way I wanted to express myself, hence my outfit, is high priestess. And high priestess in the sense of being that willing person to be able to support Reverend Jackie now and in the future. Support from the perspective of doing whatever it takes to make sure that at least your life is a little easier, from the perspective of giving you the time to run the business of being a minister. And I also want to be in that space of just knowing the absolute and complete truth. Not even being there, but being there in present, whether it's in the now or whether it's something that I am having to support someone for in the future. That is the beauty of what we do. We are from the perspective of proving hypotheses. And with Reverend Jackie being that engineering mind, she absolutely does prove hypotheses, and she will say whether it's working or not in any particular way. So I really wanted to I'm very grateful to be part of this process. And my job today is to share two beautiful readings that Reverend Jackie selected. The first reading is from The Science of Mind, and I'm so proud of my book. I have had this since 1991, and I'm so proud of it. I love it. It's a big part of my life. The first one says, love dissolves all fear. Greater than fear is love. Love dissolves all fear, casts out all doubt, and sets the captive free. Love, like the river of life, flows through me and refreshes me with its eternal blessings. Love cannot be afraid. It is fearless and strong and is mighty in its works. It can accomplish all things through the inner light of that faith in the all good, which fills my very being with a powerful presence. Love casts out all fear. And the second reading, which came from the meditations at the back of the book, is called The Secret Way. There is a secret way of the soul, which all may know. It is the way of peace and love. This secret way leads into places of joy and into the house of good. It is the way of the Spirit, and all may enter who will. I tread the secret way of good, the path of peace, and I enter into the secret place of the Most High. The secret place of the Most High is within me and within you, and you, and thank you.
And next we move on to Janet Cook, Jackie's sister. And we want all the juicy stuff, by the way, Janet.
Uh-huh.
So the mic
Yeah.
is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you all for having me here today. I really worked very hard to try to put together a speech to try to describe my relationship with Jackie and how excited I am for you all to be able to experience that relationship. But I just really wasn't very successful at it. So what I wanted to do is let you know just a little bit about mine and Jackie's relationship together. She is one of two sisters. There were three of us. Jackie has been the one person I've been the closest to, despite our age difference, and we have always been there for each other. She's been an awesome sister. She's a great mother. She's an even better grandmother. Very, very dedicated to her grandchildren. And she's been there for me in quite a few difficult situations. But the funny thing about Jackie is she did decide to become an engineer. Our father was an engineer. He was an engineer for the federal government. And I want you to know she became an engineer in spite of him, not because of him. He fought her tooth and nail. And she stood up for herself and became an engineer and became a damn good engineer. And I'm very proud of her for that. She's been on quite a journey, and it's been an honor for me to be with her for that journey. As a kid, she loved to take things apart. She would get in more trouble as a child because she would love to take things apart because she wanted to know how they worked. And did they work as good as they could? Was there a better way to put them back together so that it would work better? And that's who Jackie is. She wants to make things better. I am very proud of her and her accomplishments, and thank her ever so much for being in my life and being part of my life through all of the challenges that we both have come across. With that, Jackie, I love you. Paul, you were awesome. And I can't wait to see you again. Thank you.
Where one power, one power, one power. It's one power, invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. There's one power, indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. Simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings, or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, oh, one power. We speak so many languages, have different clothing, different colors, and different names. Different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. But we'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings, or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. It's the power of the love in you and me. It's one power, oh, one power is what we are. One power, oh, one power.
I saw you singing. I saw you singing. All right, we will go back to our Zoom family. Escape. It's probably the magic button. Yeah. All right, there we go. Oh, isn't technology great? Ah, all right. So now we move on to our Zoom family. Is there anyone who has something they'd like to share? I have Linda on my list. You'd like to?
Yes,
Yay! Awesome. If
thank
anybody else
you.
would like to speak after Linda, please raise your virtual hand and we will move to you next. Thanks.
Greetings, friends, and particularly greetings, my beloved Reverend Jackie. I am joining you from Southern California, where my journey with Jackie actually began 13 years ago when I met her at her practitioner retreat for online students. I was there as a guest facilitator, and there was something about meeting Jackie that it didn't take long for me to realize I was in the presence of greatness and someone who was deeply grounded. And I was also realizing that I was in the presence of an Anamkara known as a soul friend. And that has been our journey. And I ended up being on the journey with Jackie as her practitioner, as her colleague, as her friend. And it has been just a glorious opportunity to be in the presence of someone so deeply committed to being a beneficial presence in the world. And I have a few notes here so I don't wax on poetically endlessly. What I remembered about Jackie is this deep sense of being present with everything that unfolded that first weekend that I met her, and her retreat, the graduation. And she's really, I would characterize Jackie as someone who was very much of a shepherdess. She used her beautiful training, brought it back to the Connecticut Center for Spiritual Living, and then shepherded the very first class of practitioners at the Connecticut Center for Spiritual Living, many of whom are here today. Jean and MJ and Nild and those who some of you have spoken. And in a beautiful full circle moment, many of you, those who were there in the first class of practitioners, have now continued their journey with Jackie in becoming licensed at CSL Metro. And to me, it speaks so much of Jackie's ability as a teacher, as a leader, and as someone who pays it forward. And as I was getting ready today, I was feeling Reverend Patrick Pollard and just his beautiful legacy, and that Jackie in so many ways is carrying on Reverend Patrick's legacy. And I think we all feel that. What else do I want to say? I have witnessed Jackie's trials and tribulations and been a soul friend, a practitioner, had the privilege of witnessing someone who was so focused on her mission, on her vision, and spent many, many times in our sessions, can I finish this paper for ministerial training? Can I complete this course? And of course she could. And of course she did, because she was on a mission. She had a vision. And this ministry that continues to be a vision within her is now taking this beautiful new expression as the senior minister of CSL Metro. She is an extraordinary teacher, a leader, a deep listener, a practitioner, everything that particularly everyone has said, and particularly I think Reverend Stacy just encapsulated so much, particularly her reference to Jackie as a sacred spark, because she has that ability for there to be transmission between her and those that she inspires, her spirit groups, all the ways that she has brought ministry forward in such a beautiful way. She's so dedicated and devoted to being an expression and embodiment of spirit, of the divine. We all know she walks her talk. She shows up, and she is forever, as so many of you had said, always looking for creative and new ways to fulfill her purpose. So what I want to end with is a short reading that is often read in one of my spiritual communities, the Agape Center for Spiritual Living, of which I was a founding member. And we often read this passage at thresholds for practitioners and ministers. And it's a very beloved passage from Dr. Howard Thurman. And I invite everyone here to personalize it for themselves as you turn within and feel what this means to you as well as to Jackie. And it is called The Moments of High Resolve. Despite the dullness and barrenness of the days that pass, if I search with due diligence, I can always find a deposit left by some former radiance. But I had forgotten. At the time, it was full-orbed, glorious, and resplendent. I was sure that I would never forget. In the moment of its fullness, I was sure it would illumine my path for all the rest of my journey. I had forgotten how easy it is to forget. There was no intent to betray what seemed so sure at the time. My response was whole, clean, authentic, but little by little, there crept into my life the dust and grit of the journey. Details, lower level demands, all kind of cross currents, just wear and tear. If there had been some direct challenge, a clear-cut issue, I would have fought it to the end and beyond. In the quietness of this place, surrounded by this all-pervading presence of God, my heart whispers, keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. That in fair weather or in foul, in good times or in tempest, in the days when the darkness and the foe are nameless or familiar, I may not forget that to which my life is committed. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. And so I invite all of us to hold that field, to create that field of intentionality around our beloved Jackie, to know that her moments, this moment and each moment, is a moment of high resolve that continues to move her forward in the glorious path of her ministry, knowing that there are many, many others who are awaiting her brilliance and her love and her teachings and her genius and her deep commitment to being a beneficial presence. Love you, Jackie.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who has something they'd like to say? Miss Liz. Thank you. Please unmute and mic is yours.
doing things like hitting the unmute. Jackie LaBarre, you did it. OMG, girl. I have known Jackie since the late 1990s. I was her practitioner. I was at the Huntington Beach Church of Religious Science. And Jackie, OMG, I am so happy to be able to speak here in your installation. I recall you telling me as a child you wanted to be a priest, right? And basically, but women aren't priests. And I loved this journey that we've been together. And I miss you. I love you. We have done so many things together, Mary Morrissey, and just being your prayer practitioner and then mentor for a little while, I think. But then we fell away. But I've been keeping track of you, young lady, and you are right where you need to be. I'm so excited by your being there, and it's a yippee-doo day in every way because Jackie LaBarre is here to stay and spread the light and be the light and the love that she is. Jackie, you and I are way overdue for a phone call. So I'm going to let it go so we can continue having a celebration of your day. And I love you. And I can't wait for our having some conversation. And that's what we got for now. Thanks, Jackie. Love you.
Thank you. Thank you. You feel the love? Yes, good. I hope so. Is there anyone else? Real quick. All right.
Hey, Jackie. I am in awe of this journey that you've been on, and I'm so happy that I've been able to share it with you. You have all you need to be so amazing as the spiritual leader of Metro. I've seen you take charge in your life, in your ministry, in how you want things to unfold. And I know that this is just the beginning. I love you, and I am so excited for you.
Thank you. Reverend Jim.
Jackie, we've been friends for 9 years or more. We've been prayer partners all that time, talking almost every week in those 9 years. And I know you as a special person and as a brilliant woman who teaches the science of mind and teaches love. And I just want to let your community know how fortunate they are to have you as their new senior minister. Thank you.
Nice, thank you. Nice. Well, Reverend Jim, Reverend Laura, stay unmuted as we move into reading of the Declaration of Principles. And also, Reverend Jackie chose the integrated version. And it is something from our beloved Science of Mind philosophy. And it is our it's founded on our guiding principles and a clear vision of how these principles show up in the world. These ideas are deeply meaningful to Reverend Jackie and form the core of her ministry. Now, Reverend Jim Rigsby and Reverend Laura Rosewood will read our Declaration of Principles.
We believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. We believe in the individualization of the Spirit in us, and that all people are individualizations of the one Spirit.
We envision all people, all beings, and all life as expressions of God.
We believe in the internality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul, forever and ever expanding.
We see a world in which each and every person lives in alignment with their highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity with God and connection with each other. A world in which individually and collectively we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action.
We believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it.
And we envision humanity awakening to its spiritual magnificence and discovering the creative power of thought, a world where each and every person discovers their own personal power and ability to create an individual life that works within a world that works for everyone.
We believe the ultimate goal of life to be a complete freedom from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all.
And we envision a world in which we live and grow as one global family that respects and honors the interconnectedness of all life, a world where this kinship with all life prospers and connects through the guidance of spiritual wisdom and experience.
We believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence.
We envision a world where personal responsibility joins with social consciousness in every area of the political, corporate, academic, and social sectors, providing sustainable structures to further the emerging global consciousness.
We believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. We believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it.
We envision a world where each and every person has enough food, a home, and a sense of belonging, a world of peace and harmony, enfranchisement, and justice. We envision a worldwide culture in which forgiveness, whether for errors, injustices, or debts, is the norm.
We believe in the healing of the sick and control of conditions through the power of this mind.
And we envision a world in which resources are valued, cared for, and grown, and where there is generous and continuous sharing of these resources.
We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all.
We envision a world which has renewed its emphasis on beauty, nature, and love through the resurgence of creativity, art, and aesthetics.
We believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that the life of all is God.
We envision a world that works for everyone and for all creation. So
So it is. Thank you for that. Wow. Well, next up, we have our installation message from Reverend Rodney Giddens.
Thank you. Well, it's so wonderful to be here. I am just so honored to be a participant and honored as well to give this message. So, good evening. It is a good evening, yes? And what a joy it is to gather together on this sacred occasion as we celebrate the installation of Reverend Jackie LaBarre to this spiritual center. Today marks not just a new beginning, but a divine unfolding. The purpose of an installation ceremony is to recognize and acknowledge the union between a community and its newly selected minister. It's a
a time of bonding between the minister, the practitioners, the leadership council, the members of the congregation, of the community. It signifies the oneness that has been created and expands the thought that all are individually and collectively working for the growth and expansion of the consciousness of this community. Before we continue, I got to acknowledge the extraordinary love and service of Dr. Trish Hall. Dr. Trish, your dedication to this spiritual center has been nothing short of magnificent. You have tended this garden with wisdom, compassion, and unwavering faith. The seeds you have planted continue to bloom in each of us. And even though I wasn't a member, I was still part of that flowering and unfolding. Thank you so much. Your legacy of love lives on in this community, and we are forever grateful for the foundation you have laid. Thank you, Dr. Trish, from the depths of our hearts. Thank you. Ernest Holmes reminds us, the time has come for us to wake up and live. And indeed, this is such a time. A little bit about Reverend Jackie LaBarre. Something that I know nobody else brought up, so I feel good about this. The name Jackie, and I had to look it up, is something that I do. The name Jackie carries beautiful significance. Supplanter and successor. Wow. Is that appropriate or what? One who takes the place of another, a true successor and heir to the spiritual wisdom we honor. Yet Jackie also embodies grace and strength, the perfect balance of elegance and power that marks true spiritual leadership. Now, those of us who have witnessed Reverend Jackie's journey through ministerial training know the depth of her dedication and fortitude. There were moments when the path seemed long, when the requirements felt daunting, when patience was tested. But like the wisdom of that old Paul Mason commercial reminds us, no wine before it's time. Reverend Jackie understood that true ministry requires ripening, maturing, becoming full-bodied in spirit. And now, as the Chambers brothers sang, and I'm dating myself, a time has come today. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, today. Their song celebrates the unknowns of time, appreciates the time we have, and accepts that life is short. Our use of time addresses how time is often fraught with sadness and frustration. But we're also rewarded with powerful experiences immersed with joy, happiness, successes, and victories. Reverend Jackie has walked through all of these seasons, the challenging times and the triumphant times, and each has shaped her into the minister with us, before us today. Time has indeed been on her side. Yes, it is. Shaping her, refining her, preparing her for this very calling. And now, here she is with us, ready to give all of herself, heart, mind, soul, and spirit, to this sacred work. Why not take all of her brilliance, all of her passion, all of her divine calling, because she offers it freely, completely, wholeheartedly. Reverend Jackie, today, you are called to take flight and soar from the rugged cliffs of certainty, beyond the markers of the known and familiar. Race with the wind, wings outstretched, playing in the updrafts and eddies of the spiritual current of your new world. As Raymond Charles Barker wisely taught us, the forward look and the upward reach is the sign of spiritual unfoldment. This is your moment, Reverend Jackie, the forward look toward the possibilities ahead. The upward reach toward your highest calling. Each moment provides the opportunity to reveal and share greater love, passion, compassion, peace, joy, and gratitude. Each moment invites you to soar ever higher. And yet, you do not soar alone. Your new world is one born in solitude, yet it is populated by the harnessing of the divine idea, which finds its way to express uniquely and individually as you. The indwelling spirit has found a home from head to toe, between your ears and between your arms. Raymond Charles Barker declared, your life has become the thing you had decided it shall be. Reverend Jackie, you have decided to answer the call, decided to serve, decided to lead with love and wisdom. And so shall your ministry be. The infinite truth, and those who know me know I like acronyms, this IT stands for infinite truth. This infinite truth, it gets to make a new way emanating from your divine yes and your divine no. The divine no emerges from knowingness. The divine yes reveals divine intention, answering the call from the depths and heights of your spiritual awareness. This is the acceptance of divine truth. As a matter of fact, since Reverend Jackie has already answered the call to ministry, now is a call to minister to this community. Actually, it's calling on the party line. Yes, I'm dating myself again. Remember that old party line when the phone lines were shared and connected? One ring was for you, 2 rings for your neighbor, 3 rings for someone down the street. Everyone on the line, listening, connected, part of the same circuit. Well, beloved community, this is your party line moment. The divine is calling, and it's not just Reverend Jackie's phone that's ringing. It's all of ours. The practitioners hear it. The leadership council hears it. Every member of the congregation hears it. We're all connected of the sacred line and all answering together, all responding to the divine summons. Reverend Jackie may be picking up first, but we're all on this call together. Yes? Co-creating, co-ministering, co-manifesting the highest vision for this spiritual center. This is not a ministry of one, but a ministry of oneness. Yes? As Ernest Holmes taught us, there is a powerful good in the universe greater than you are, and you can use it. And Michael Bernard Beckwith reminds us, I believe you're great. There's something magnificent about you. Regardless of what happened to you in your life, regardless of how young or how old you think you might be, the moment you begin to think properly, there's something that is within you, this power that is greater than you. If you will accept it, will begin to not only guide you, but will love you into full potential. God is all there is. God is the wind beneath your wings. God is your wings. God is its own fulfillment, expressing as you in through every moment. Reverend Jackie, may you fly boldly into this divine appointment. May this community rise with you, supported by the same divine wind that carries us all. And so it is, and now it is. Peace and blessings.
All right, the moment we have all been waiting for as we'll move into the installation ceremony. Reverend Dr. Trish.
To the ministers, the Board of Trustees, the licensed practitioners, and the congregation and friends. We are gathered here today to install this minister of religious science as the official minister of the Member Center, Center for Spiritual Living Metro. Official notice has been given to Centers for Spiritual Living that Reverend Jackie LaBarre has been selected and as the minister and spiritual leader of their center. The minister of a minister of religious science acts in a threefold capacity in fulfilling the ministerial office. The minister serves the congregation and counselor they serve as minister to the congregation and counselor to all who come to them for help and guidance. They are the spiritual leader of the people and have sole charge of the ecclesiastical functions of the center. That is the conduct of spiritual services, the performance of all ministerial functions, the direction of the youth program, the selection of junior church personnel and curriculum, the pastoral supervision for the ministry of prayer, and the privilege of ministering to the spiritual needs of the congregation. Secondly, they serve as the official accredited teacher of all courses, including but not limited to all certificated Science Mind courses under the affiliation agreement with Centers for Spiritual Living. And thirdly, they must always remember, always, first, last, and always, they are practitioners of science of mind. They are prepared to respond to the needs of the people when the call arises. This a reminder is inherent in the process each minister has gone through in order to become a minister of religious science. They must first have become a practitioner of religious science. And so knowing all of these duties and responsibilities of the office and the position that Reverend Jackie is committed to accept, I now invite Reverend Jackie to join me here. All you have to do is say, I do. Every time I poke you. Okay. Earlier, you heard the Declaration of Principles and the global vision. Do you accept these principles and embrace the vision and promise to adhere to them and make them the basis for your teaching? I do. Do you so consecrate yourself to the ministry that you will do your utmost at all times to reflect Spirit in you, expressing as you in all that you think, say, and do? I do. Do you so dedicate yourself that you will
constantly be aware that of spirit within all people, and that you will see only the perfect spiritual person, perfect in mind, body, and spirit.
I do.
Do you promise to minister faithfully and lovingly to the people now committed to your charge, and to seek ever to be an example of moderation, patience, and loving kindness?
I do.
May the infinite spirit which empowers you to do all these things grace you with the strength faithfully to perform the same, and to live the vision of this center and the vision of centers for spiritual living.
I do.
Now you get to remain with me up here while you do the remainder of the service. And so the next step is, will all members of the leadership council, that is the elected members of the council, please rise?
Laura, you're an elected member of the council now.
So even if you're online, rise.
As good as it gets.
We now present to you those individuals, that is to the congregation. We now present to you those individuals who have been duly elected and or appointed to serve on the leadership council. Not only do these council members oversee the business affairs of your center, their individual and collective awareness establishes a consciousness for the entire congregation. And to you, the members of the council, do you promise to follow the light of truth, seeking at all times to be aware of what is right rather than who is right? If so, say I do.
I do.
Now, do you accept Reverend Jackie as your minister, spiritual leader, and teacher?
I do.
Thank you. You may be seated. Now, to all of the practitioners of Metro, please rise. You have chosen the path of being a practitioner of science of mind, to respond to all circumstances, keeping clear your knowing of truth. You have chosen this path as your life profession. You have consecrated yourself to this end through study and application. Now do you dedicate your life to the service of others through the teaching and practice of science of mind?
I do. I do.
At the best, and do you, excuse me, try on again. Okay, reading lessons, please. Okay, over my shoulder. No. And to do your best, or to the best of your ability, will you know the truth of each person in your life, especially those who come to you for support?
I do.
Dr. Holmes, founder of religious science, had much to say about the work of practitioners. And so I'm only one paragraph because he had lots to say about it. The professional mental and spiritual practitioner is one who has dedicated their life, their time, their energy, and their intelligence to others through mental and spiritual means and methods. This is your calling. This being so, I now charge you to rise above conditions, seeing only wholeness and perfection, by knowing your life and all life as the life of God. So, do you promise that at all times it will be obvious where your commitment is?
I do. I do.
Your minister knows and understands the role of licensed practitioner as essential members of the ecclesiastical team and as members of the leadership team. Your consciousness establishes and maintains a continuous consciousness of oneness and the spiritual vision of the center. You also carry out most of your work in the great and powerful silence. The fruits of this work are manifested as demonstrations in the lives of yourself, in your clients, and your center. Do you consecrate yourself to this spiritual vision and activity?
I do. I do.
Now, do you accept Reverend Jackie LaBarre as your spiritual leader, minister, and teacher?
I do. I do.
You may be seated for a moment. Now, will all those online and here who embrace the Center for Spiritual Living Metro as your spiritual home, please rise.
That's a second. Thanks, everyone.
You are the voice of the center. You are the ambassadors of science of mind in your community. You are the backbone of the center as volunteers giving service. Do you promise to uphold and practice the principles of science of mind, moment by moment? And do you promise to uphold the vision of this center and of your minister? If you have, okay, big if you have a differing opinion, do you promise to meditate first, think second, and speak lastly?
I do.
Do you promise to give of your time, talent, and treasures to this beloved activity known as Center for Spiritual Living Metro? Do you accept and embrace Reverend Jackie as your spiritual leader, your minister, and your teacher?
I do.
You may be seated. And now the charge. Hard to read through tears. Tears of joy, but it makes it hard to read. Okay, Reverend Jackie, by the authority vested in me by the Centers for Spiritual Living and acting on behalf of this congregation, I do hereby install you as the spiritual leader and senior minister of this center, Center for Spiritual Living Metro, with all of the rights, the privileges, the obligations pertaining to your office to teach, to heal, to minister to people. Peace be with you. The God of peace dwells richly in your heart as love and makes your labors flow. Congratulations.
Woo! All right, Jackie. Woo woo.
Okay. Oh, well, there was going to be music, but, and I will keep my comments short. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank everyone for that are here. I want and online in particular. I want to thank all of you because of. Can you take it, put it on gallery? I want to see everybody. They can all see me. I just want to see everybody. Thank you. There we go. Now everybody can see. Yay! I am just I like I was saying, thank you, because we were, in wrong rooms and wrong Zoom accounts, and we were all over the place. So thank you for hanging in there, and I just love all of you. And there is another grandchild. Is Ocean still up? There he is. And his sister Ariel is not there, but I also have a beautiful 11-year-old granddaughter. So yeah. So anyway, thank you, Janet, for not telling those stories you told me you were going to say. She's going to, give you all the dirt. And Reverend Liz, I think I might finally have that piece of paper. I think you know what that means. I was always looking for the piece of paper that said I knew what I knew. And she was always telling me you don't need it. Thank you. And Linda, thank you so much for all of your time that you've helped me through a lot of this. One of the big reasons that Linda and I bonded so well was when we graduated. They had a big graduation at the Seaside Center for Spiritual Living in Encinitas, and when they do that, they have everybody in the area bring their practitioners who've graduated, including the online students. And one of those are chosen to answer the call for all of the practitioners. And then one person from that center is chosen. Well, they chose online. And the online, everybody goes, oh, well, we're having Jackie do that. So I was in an absolute panic. And I think, Linda, you probably remember we were up late. You were convincing me I could do it. And I'm going, no, there's no way. I have to actually get up in front of like 300 people and talk to them. There's no way. But Linda hung in there with me and helped me get all my thoughts together. Yeah. And then John Waterhouse said to all of us, the call that he was is, don't forget, everybody's always watching you. So anyway, and Arlene, hello, Arlene. I didn't see you there. Thank you for being there. And Sabrina, and Love, and Steve, and my son Tom somewhere. Oh, there he is. He's hiding as usual. Anyway, and I want to thank Paul and Megan and my beautiful grandkids. And Carl asked if I would call them up with me. Well, then you have to get up here, both of you. And Ocean, if you were here, you'd be in my arms too, sweetie pie. And so I just want to say thank you to everyone. I'm just at a loss for words. And we have some really great music. One piece I'm not going to cut out because it's called Life is a Blessing. And I want everybody up and we're going to dance. You going to dance with me, Ballerina? Oh, okay. All right. So we'll get it's the last. You ready? Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. We're supposed to do the benediction. Go ahead, Sandy. We'll do that first and then we'll dance.
I don't know about you, but aren't we happy to be here tonight? And so I just know that just the right people are here online, in person. And I know that this is just the beginning of a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time for CSL Metro, for Reverend Jackie, and for everyone present, and for everyone whom Reverend Jackie has touched and will touch in the future. And so I simply say, thank you, Mother, Father, God. And I let it be.